My toddler, pay attention intently, because a divine shift has just happened in the spiritual world, and that is going to have an effect on your life within the next 15 minutes. That is a time that I made possible to come in your lifestyles, and I can screen to you what will appear next. For I, the Lord your God, have bent low to talk into your spirit this present day. I have stirred the heavens. I've summoned the wind to carry my phrase immediately into the chambers of your coronary heart. I have seen you, my loved one. I've watched the quiet groans of your soul that no person else heard, the tears you shed in places no eyes beheld. The thoughts you dared no longer utter for worry they could be misunderstood. Nothing in you is hidden from me. And that I inform you now with truth, trade is not coming. It has already begun. I did now not shape you for everyday days. I did no longer breathe my breath into you for a lifestyles of mere existence. I crafted you with cause sealed into the very fibers of your being. Your steps are not random, some time is not wasted, and your delays are not denials. The whole lot, and I say the entirety, has been ordered to align for this moment. Even the pain, the confusion, the silence, it has not been in vain. It's been the soil in which I've planted seeds unseen, and now they burst forth because of the divine shift I have commanded. Do no longer confuse the stillness with absence. I've continually been near. And when you thought I used to be a long way, I used to be surrounding you, insulating you from destruction, sporting you through the places you notion would swallow you whole. Or you survived due to the fact I held you. You continued because I decreed your persistence. And now I communicate life over you with new authority. Within the subsequent 15 minutes of your earthly time, a veil might be lifted. The stupid haze that clouded your vision will evaporate. Your religious senses may be sharpened. You will start to understand things that had been hidden out of your know-how before. I'm putting a divine lens over your internal eyes so you can also see what's genuinely taking place round you, no longer just inside the natural realm, however within the supernatural. This isn't imagination. This is revelation. I am bringing readability to confusion, electricity to weariness, and route to in which you once wandered. The doors that have been shut no longer by me but via the schemes of the enemy are now being opened through my hand. And those that I've saved closed to protect you may continue to be closed, for I protect what I love. There is an area I am taking you, a place no longer constructed with human hands, a realm of impact, of purpose, of spiritual fulfillment. You will step into arenas that your call by myself couldn't open, but my name, spoken over you, has now made handy. The prefer you are about to revel in is not man-made. It smiles divine. It is the fruit of covenant, no longer comfort. You haven't earned it, but you have been chosen for it. I'm about to multiply what has been stagnant. I am about to resurrect what you referred to as lifeless. I am about to answer prayers you forgot you prayed, due to the fact you assumed the postponement denial. However, I am the God who lives out of doors of time and fulfills my word in its season, and your season is now. Do now not be alarmed if people start to fall away. Now not anyone can comply with you where I am taking you. Now not each voice must echo within the next chapter one am writing for you. I'm able to remove what need to be removed, now not to depart you empty, but to make area for the divine appointments I've arranged. You may not chase any more. You will be located. You'll no longer plead. You will walk inside the authority I have given you. And those who need to locate you'll discover you due to the fact I myself will lead them. This next hour of your existence can be marked by means of uncommon alignment. The locations wherein matters never appeared to click before had been resources misconnection, wherein people were out of area, in which timing in no way matched reason. Those places will now enjoy divine concord. I am knitting together details you never noticed, arranging occasions in ways that best I can, orchestrating symphonies out of seasons that after seemed like noise. I am reintroducing you to the sector, to yourself, or even to the future you forgot you carried. There is electricity in your voice which you have silenced. There is an anointing for your palms that you have hidden. There may be a hearth in your belly that you have tried to quench to in shape in, to stay safe to be liked. However, I'm calling forth that which I placed in you earlier than time commenced. I did not provide you with gifts for convenience. I gave them for effect. And now impact shall come. You'll dream once more. But this time your goals could be guided with the aid of revelation, now not worry. You will upward push again. But this time you'll upward push with know-how, now not just excitement. You will circulate once more. But this time every step will be guided with the aid of my spirit. You will no longer have to ask again and again for affirmation. You'll walk in self-assurance due to the fact my spirit will endure witness within you. There may be manifestations. Yes, bodily symptoms that verify my phrase. Expect interruptions in your occurring, divine appointments, unexplainable peace, sudden favor, healing in places you forgot were broken. I'm not sending recommendations. I'm sending waves, waves of glory, waves of trade, waves of my presence. Let them wash over you. Let them deliver away what now not serves your cause and be equipped for brand new language. The words you talk need to fit the arena I am providing you with. You cannot talk as though you are still in bondage when I have declared you loose. You can't claim hassle over an existence I've anointed for growth. Talk what I communicate. Name yourself what I call you. Say what I say about your destiny. And you will see it unfold earlier than your eyes. My child, you must apprehend the conflict that is raged over you wasn't due to the fact you had been vulnerable, but due to what you deliver. You've been focused not because you have been broken, but due to the fact you had been chosen. The enemy fears you waking as much as the reality of who you're. However, now the awakening starts. You are stepping out of religious amnesia and into divine remembrance. Remember who you are. More importantly, recall who you are. You have been now not a coincidence. You had been an answer. You had been sent. You had been chosen. You're appointed. And now you're anointed for this kind of time as this. I have located a mantle in your life that cannot be removed by way of guise. It became no longer voted upon. It turned into decreed. And what I decree, no guy can nullify. I can send you signs and symptoms within the sky and whispers to your sleep. I will talk through the ones you count on and people you do not. I'm able to verify my word through scripture, via visions, through the alignment of situations. Pay attention. Live alert. This isn't the time to be distracted. That is the time to be saturated in my word, in my presence, in my spirit. You've got felt unseen, however I've been looking. You have felt unheard, but I've been listening. And now I'm responding not because you shouted the loudest, but due to the fact your heart stayed humble. I do now not forget about the cries of the righteous. I do no longer shrink back from the devoted. And also you, my child, have remained when others walked away. You held on when others gave up. You trusted me when everything inside the natural screamed in any other case. And now I praise you now not because you earned it, however due to the fact I promised it. There can be acceleration. Matters that would have taken years will manifest in days. The ready will make feel, due to the fact you will see that I was preparing what you could not but hold. You'll recognize why the doorways remain closed until now. I used to be no longer punishing you. I was preserving you. I did not permit you to settle because I had higher, and higher is coming. You may not hard work without fruit. The seeds you have sown in kindness, in prayer, in silence, in tears are actually producing a harvest. You've got entered reaping season, and you'll not obtain simply what you sowed. You'll gain multiplied. Due to the fact I am a God of abundance, my black. I do not go back empty. I do no longer bless halfway. Erkin, be prepared for competition. Yes, now not the whole thing will welcome this shift, but you need now not fear. I go earlier than you. I'm your ear shield. No weapon formed in opposition to you shall prosper. Every tongue that rises in opposition to you, I shall condemn, no longer due to who you are, however because of who I am. I can provide you with rest even while the warfare rages. I will cover you in plain sight. I'm able to come up with songs inside the night time and techniques inside the dawn. What others pass over, you may determine. What others doubt, you'll declare. Due to the fact I will fill your mouth with reality and your spirit with boldness. my infant, incline your coronary heart again, for I am now not completed speaking to you. There's extra I have to unveil mysteries that have lengthy been hidden, however are actually made plain. Pay attention with the ears of your spirit. For what I'm about to reveal calls for more than herbal hearing. I'm bringing know-how on the way to shift how you walk through this international, the way you see yourself, how you apprehend your trials, your triumphs, your presence, your struggle, and your divine challenge. You stay in a bodily body, but your starting place is spiritual, in which you have been ever shaped. In the womb you existed in my thoughts. I shaped you in eternity and wrapped you in time. You convey within you the breath of the eternal. You are not just flesh and blood. Your spirit trapped in dust. And inside you is a divine essence, a spark of my very own life. This is why you feel tension between what is and what should be, why your soul groans when the world feels out of order, why your heart cries out for more than what may be visible with the attention. You had been by no means intended to be limited by the bodily realm on my own. You have been made to stay in both worlds, the seen and the unseen, the tangible and the everlasting. The spiritual world isn't always remote or disconnected. It is not a few lofty vicinity reserved for mystics or prophets. It's far interwoven into the very material of your life. It surrounds you, affects you, calls to you. The selections you are making, the thoughts you entertain, the words you communicate, all of those echo into the non-secular realm and go back to shape the physical. Not anything is remoted. Nothing is without effect. The entirety is attached. Every time you pray you aren't simply speaking into the air, you are aligning with forces that shift atmospheres. When you trust, surely consider you are activating religious laws that override physical boundaries. Faith is not susceptible wish, it is a key that unlocks doors no hand can contact. It is a bridge among realms. While you love, you're touching eternity. While you forgive, you break chains no longer handiest on your own soul, however inside the religious lineage that flows via your bloodline. You do not just live for today, you flow in echoes that have an effect on generations. Whilst you worship, you aren't just making a song. You're building altars that invite my presence to live. When you rapid, you aren't merely abstaining from meals. You are silencing the bodily to hear the non-secular. When you take a look at my word, you aren't collecting know-how. You're consuming bread that nourishes both frame and spirit. Each non-secular discipline has bodily consequence. And every physical act of obedience has spiritual ripple. Do now not separate what I've joined. I've made you entire. Every soul and spirit, when one element suffers, the others sense it. When one component rejoices, the others are lifted. You cannot thrive spiritually even as ignoring your bodily stewardship. Nor can you flourish bodily in case you forget about your religious roots. Fitness isn't always the absence of sickness, it's far alignment. But between heaven and earth, spirit and flesh, idea and action, faith and obedience. I want you to peer how intimately worried I'm in each geographical regions. I care approximately your religious increase and your earthly well-being. I care approximately your peace of thoughts and your provision. I care approximately your future and your each day selections. There may be no part of you I do not care for. I'm with you within the fire and within the kitchen. I communicate through dreams and via the voice of a toddler. I use angels and strangers alike. I pass through wind and whisper. I'm in all, and that I paintings through all matters to perform my will. My infant, I lengthen in order to stop compartmentalizing your existence. You believe you studied some matters are sacred and a few are secular. You separate Sunday from Monday. However, I see no divide. I want all of it, your worship and your paintings, your ministry and your marriage, your silence and your speech. Every part of your lifestyles is a canvas on which I want to display my glory. Every moment is a meeting place. Every breath is an possibility for communion. I've designed the physical world to mirror the non-secular one. Simply as seeds fall into soil and die before they upward thrust, a few streams frequently pass through seasons of silence before they bloom. Simply because the moon reflects the mild of the sun, you are referred to as to mirror me. Simply as rivers waft and cleanse, my spirit flows and purifies. Everything in nature is random. The whole thing whispers of me. In case you learn to see along with your spirit, the arena becomes a sacred text. Your body isn't always simply flesh, it's far a temple. Your coronary heart isn't just emotion, it's far a throne where I preference to stay. Your mind aren't impartial, they are gateways. Guard them. For what enters your thoughts enters your life. Permit my word be the filter. Permit my spirit be the defend. What you entertain will take root. What you feed will grow. This is religious regulation. It does no longer trade. And I'm now not mocked. Whatever you sow, you will reap. So do the Spirit and you will reap life, but do now not fear the non-secular international. I have given you authority in it. Do not fear the bodily, either it is your field of impact. You are an envoy of heaven on this planet. You're a bridge among geographical regions. What you bring inside is meant to transform what is outside. That is why you cannot stay silent. This is why the enemy attempts to put on you down. He fears what occurs whilst you begin to consider, whilst you start to act, when you begin to recognize your twin nature and your divine challenge. I did no longer send you right here to mixture in. I sent you to convey light, to confront darkness, to heal the broken, to declare freedom to captives, to lay fingers at the sick, to forge out demons, to speak reality, to build, to repair, to boost, to plant. You are not helpless. You are not powerless. my spirit is in you. My angels surround you. My phrase is going before you. All of heaven backs you whilst you circulate in step with my will. The cloth things on your lifestyles aren't meaningless. Use them with motive. Your source is Argia. Its flow is sacred. Your home is an altar. Your relationships are assignments. Your possessions aren't your identification, but they're agree with. Use them to bless, now not galvanize. Use them to build, not to boast. You are a steward, no longer an owner. But whilst you honor me with what you have, I multiply it in each geographical regions. There is no twist of fate. Each encounter, every put off, each open door, each closed one, they're all threads in a divine tapestry. You most effective see the bottom, however I see the layout. Agree with me? Agree with that I'm running even when you cannot trace me. Believe that your obedience matters, even if the outcomes appear invisible. Inside the non-secular realm, obedience constantly bears fruit. And that fruit will in time be visible. You can experience stress. This is due to the fact the veil between the two geographical regions is thinner than you recognize. What you sense is not simply emotion, it's far non-secular motion. After I start to shift things within the spirit, your frame sometimes responds. That tightness in your chest, that stirring, that surprising peace, or that surprising unease, examine to figure it. It is not constantly natural. Frequently it is me speaking through your senses to pay attention. My child, I want to mature you. I want to elevate your consciousness. I want you to walk in awareness, now not simply enthusiasm. I want you to move in discernment, no longer simply emotion. I need you to listen me clearly and reply unexpectedly. You will not be tossed about by way of situation. You may be anchored by reality. Because the more you understand how I work, the more you will walk in peace, even if storms get up. This is the hour whilst I am drawing my humans into deeper communion. Shallow residing will not fulfill. Entertainment will no longer be sufficient. The distractions of this international will lose their grip. For I'm awakening your spirit. I am stirring hunger in you. And starvation inside the spirit is continually a sign of impending success. I would not stir it if I might no longer fill it. You'll start to see miracles now, not as exceptions, however, as evidence of alignment. You'll walk into rooms and shift atmospheres definitely due to what you carry. You'll dream and spot visions. You will determine reasons. You may communicate and chains will fall now, not due to the fact you're robust in yourself, however, because you are surrendered to me. And I usually use folks who yield. There could be resistance, but there can also be glory. There may be false impression, but there can also be revelation. There can be moments whilst you sense torn between the worlds, but do no longer despair. Attention is holy. It smiles a signal that you are strolling the route I laid before you. Discover ways to stay in both geographical regions. Learn how to carry my presence into boardrooms and battlefields alike. Learn to bring my phrase into circle of relatives' dinners and lonely car rides. I am now not simply with you in the sanctuary, I am with you inside the secret vicinity. You aren't alone. You are surrounded. Angels walk with you. My spirit dwells inside you. The cloud of witnesses watches you. Heaven is invested to your adventure, so do now not shy away. Do now not doubt. Do now not deliver into weariness. You're on foot in the convergence of worlds. And I've selected you for this very intersection. This is why I communicate to you presently, due to the fact you're ready to apprehend what others forget. You're prepared to forestall chasing fleeting matters and anchor yourself in eternal reality. You are ready to move with intentionality, to walk with clarity, to talk with boldness. You are ready to stay as one who is aware of that this global is not all there is, however that it topics substantially. So live wholly. Live conscious. Stay surrendered. Live formidable. Each act of love is a seed in each realms. Every word of fact echoes in each realms. Every sacrifice you make is seen with the aid of me. In each step you take in religion actions mountains within the spirit. That is your time. That is your place. I've planted you here now on this generation, due to the fact what you bring is wanted, who do now not